Uphill down again now for the Arrowfield Blue Diamond Stakes. The Slick Picks Strapper's Prize to be presented to the best presented horse in the yard by trainer Matthew Williams. One weight change, Damien Oliver, a half over on Sweet Cheeks.
Great friends of racing, especially there at the Sydney Turf Club at Rosehill, across the road, not too far away. Which means we're not far away from the Group 1 Arrowfield Start Blue Diamond Stakes. This is the featured two-year-old race of the season in Victoria, of course. It's been going for 40 years, the Blue Diamond Stakes. It's been run by 25 boys and 15 girls, and this year we've got an even lineup of them. There's the tote call. The market's been pretty much shaped throughout the week since the draw. Beneteau at 320, exactly where it was after the draw. 950 Star Witness, 10 Secession, down to Legalistics had support at $20 into $18. 11 Crystal Lily, 10 out to 11. We'll get over to Psychologist at $7, Shaheek 9 out to 11, and Willow Creek at $12. Evidencio, no finishes in Shane's tips, is at $21. But let's look at these in the yard. For the Blue Diamond, key to see how these two-year-olds present and how they handle this pre-match entertainment which we're getting here today. There is General Truce as a tongue tie of the day. Great result here for Andrew Mellion. Great result for the O'Briens and Ricky Morn. They had Heracon in the race last year, ran 11th. He's a bit of a sleeper, General Truce.
I'll give you a fair warning here as we go through this big field. There won't be many that you get an out-and-out knock for. General Truce is one of three runners that's got a half relation in the upcoming English sales that you'll be covering. So,
thanks, Caroline. It's a half to complete control, this horse.
Those sellers will be watching this race with a lot of interest. He is asleep because all his form's good. He's got a bit to do to catch Beneteau on their last runs.
2 is a Star Witness. I was all over this horse until the draw. Perhaps I should stick with him to get the better price. I think his form stacks up. I like the way he's finishing off his races. He fits the profile of a diamond winner.
Yeah, look, I can't understand why you've gone cold because of the draw. I don't think it makes any difference here. Seriously, I just don't. I think he's a good colt. I mean, for a Starcraft to go bang at 1,000, then at 1,100, you just think the upside is getting to the 1,200. I've got him in the mix for sure.
There's the favourite, Beneteau. Of course, he'll carry the sponsors' colours of Arrowfield and Blue Sky Stallions Syndicate, signed for $1 million, broken up into bits and pieces. There's a great story in him. He's well named, of course. He's got a great pedigree to win a Blue Diamond.
Yeah, he's got Blue Diamonds on both sides, of course, Redouts and out of a sister to a Lingy, arguably one of the great modern era wins in the Blue Diamond. Both his wins have been quick. He's drawn, I reckon, ideally for him. Gee, he's got a great chance, no matter which way you look at it.
Yeah, he should get the run.
Well, what a story it'll be. We won it for Paul Massara and Daniel Ganderton to win a Blue Diamond.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I've got to do it yet. Secession for Daly here. Winker's off today. He raced on the speed. That won't be happening today. Kieran McAvoy's 1-1 with True Jules. Of course, this is the full brother to Purdy, this bloke. He's been the one the punters have rallied to in the last 4 or 5 days.
And they've been observant too, haven't they? Because they realised that Secession wasn't the Secession we saw Hillside at Bedfair Park, where he was able to settle back beyond midfield and then finish off hard. He just over-raced with the winkers when he was fresh first up. Lovely barrier draw. Peter Snowden was quite upmarket about him today. Another one who's certainly in the mix. He doesn't make my top 4, but gee, about 12 of them could have.
One of the cheapies in the race, bit of a dude, cost us $27,000. Yeah, he runs here for $1 million. Good luck to all the connections with him.
Let's see if I can try and make a half a case. It did beat Gelsar, who raced very well when Gelsar came over here last time, which was not that long ago. Gelsar didn't make the cut today. Having said that, I will be surprised if this wins, and I think so will most of the country.
Spirit Scent, speedy colt who's got to run 1200 under pressure here.
Yeah, I doubt if he can do it. He's another one that you've got to really oppose on what we've seen. He is fast. Willow Creek beat him quite comfortably the time they met. You'd just think that they'll be going over the top of him.
8 Legalistics had support on course today. Of course, his mum, Legally Bay, ran 3rd in an Oakley plate. And, Brad, second a couple of years back on All-American. He's ridden Bawadi in the race as well last year. Pretty impressive at Sale.
Oh, more than. Wanted to find a spot for him, couldn't, but I'm not surprised there's a bit of interest in him. I like these stables that know how to win this race, and well, David Hayes has won 5 at last count, is it?
He's won 5 for sure.
Yeah, he bowled it in. I like them when they haven't had all that much racing coming into this race too. It won't be a surprise if he runs a big race.
9 is She's Got Gears for Craig Williams, trying to win it. The stables won it when he was riding for Hayes with. He was beaten on Zazoo, and of course Miss Finland. Here he is on She's Got Gears for Robbie Lang, blinkers and a tongue tie on.
Yeah, Legalistic and She's Got Gears are the other two who've got half relations in the English sales. Blinkers, another filly who's got them on for the first time today. A few of these stables, they do this with their 2-year-olds. They wait until the grand final day, then whack on the secret weapon. She's been good, running home hard. She's got a long way to make up on psychologists, but she is a tough filly.
Sweet Cheeks came here on Tuesday morning after a disappointing performance in the Prelude. Has got the gear changes, blinkers, a tongue tie on, and that explains the disappointing performance, I would think.
Yeah, 1 of 4 with the blinkers on for the first time. I think Ollie got straight off and said that they might think about using the blinkers. On that run, she can't win it, I've got to be blunt. But we know she's a bit better than that, and the blinkers might just do the trick.
And there's Contract Racing's Crystal Lily out of their great producing mare, Crystal Snip. Oh, gee, she's Crystal Show, Sprite, Wit, Storm, Fairy, Golden Slip and Amathon who ran last night, and she'll give them a great sight here.
The colours have won the race. Of course, Paint won it.
Hurricane Sky.
And Hurricane Sky, that's 2. They've got 2 runners today in different stables for the first time. She's going to be right up there for a long way. It was a dominant first up win when she ran a really quick time. Can she do it at the 1200? We'll find out pretty shortly.
Roulette's by a Blue Diamond place getter and flying, 4th behind Principality, Flying Spur. Of course, Team Hawks had Real Saga last year, and Roulette's runs for Stephen King, who has ridden Hurricane Sky.
Didn't begin all that well in the preview, and from then on was on the back foot. She worked home okay. I think she's another in this race that will really be suited by the stepping up to 1200. She's huge odds. But she wouldn't be totally hopeless for your trifectas and first 4s.
Now the psychologist burst onto the scene, of course, winning the Prelude in dashing style, slick time, jumped and ran, and probably going to do the same today.
Burst. It's an amazing win, wasn't it? It was just devastating. She ran brilliant time. They didn't get close to it. I think that's what puts her above those fillies that she met that day. They didn't get within a bull's roar of her. And I think she'll make light of that wide barrier. I think she'll be over into the forefront very comfortably.
Yeah, but Reduced Choice has won this second time out to the races. Shahik wears Winkers, another one of the Hayes gear changes. Nicklex won it on Reduced Choice and Paint a long time back. Maiden filly, but she's got the form in the right races.
Well, this is the one that David leaned to, only just, I might say. 3 seconds, all at 1,000. Every time you look at it, you think, gee, she'll be better at 1,200, maybe even 1,400. She gets to the 1,200 for the first time today. She's got an ideal draw.
15 Evidentia, blinkers on, Preble on, could be one of the swoopers late.
I like both these ones down the bottom coming from the Talindit. He didn't jump, then he got bumped, then he got held up, or she did, and she absolutely steamed late. She was going home just as well as Willow Creek. Been back to Lindsay Park to get a bit of her barrier manners sorted out. Blinkers go on, yes, at good odds.
And Willow Creek also gets the blinkers on, just got lost in the Talindit inside there, draws mid to out, and Star Witness, the Star Witness form comes up here.
Well, the inside gate finished up being no good to her at all. Peter Moody's had 3 runners in the race. It's an incredible record, isn't it? 1 win and 2 seconds. Gee, sounded upbeat about her earlier on today. Yes, she is impressive. She looked great, and she too has got the blinkers on and is right in the mix. This is a typical Blue Diamond, full of chances, full of intrigue. For the record, I'm 15, 16, 3 and 13. Good luck, punters.
That's Shane. He's going to chat to the trainer of the favourite, Paul Massara, and Benetto comes in from 3.20 to 3.10. How do he look to you, Sammy?
Bruce, the favourite looks great, really relaxed, and he's hardly sweating at all. And he actually looks like he'll improve out of the run today, if that's possible. He looks really good.
Maybe he's not fit enough then.
Oh, well, it'll be good. It'll be good if he goes out and wins this race like he did the other day.
Any pressure on DG?
Obviously, Star Witness looks really good. He's a neat type, and he got a bit hot, but he's a neat type that looks like he'll run a bit. And the horse of Robbie Langs, it looked terrific. Wasn't sweating up too much. Was pretty relaxed. It's got blinkers on. It's drawn a good gate. Wouldn't be surprised if we'll run well today.
We'll come back with Sammy's look at the virtual race. Let's go to Paul Massara first, though. Here he is with Shane.
Thanks, Bruce. Young man training for 4 years, has got a favourite in a Group 1 2-year-old race. It must be an exciting day for you.
No, very exciting. Waited for this moment for a while, and it's to have a proper chance at a Group 1 is very exciting.
Well, look, he's won in terrific time both his races. He's done it in different ways, in different states. He's obviously a good galloper.
Yeah, listen, whatever he does today, he's going to improve. He's basically a Ferrari with L plates on at the moment, but a good Ferrari, and we've just got to couple him along and teach him, and down the track he'll be a very good horse.
Where's the good Ferrari going to be after they jump from the grid?
Oh, I'm hoping somewhere around midfield, maybe forward to midfield.
Okay, well, that's where a lot of the Blue Diamond winners come from, isn't it? In that first, about 7th or something, and then they start winding into the race.
Yeah, I just have to see how the track plays. I mean, hopefully that's the spot to be today. Pace in the race and tempo obviously play a big role. Just fingers crossed and a lot of praying.
You always need luck in those big races, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Paul Massara talking about our favourite Benetto, a Ferrari with L plates.
Yeah, okay, well here's what he'll be doing. We're going to look at the virtual race here from the 1200 with Sam. Any tricks to riding the one corner track here, Sam, as we look at that from barrier?
Not really, Bruce. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? It's one turn, one run down to the bottom there and round the turn and home you go. But in this race, they'll go very quick. Every year they always jump and really run along, and the pace is sort of pretty much on all the way. And once we get to here, to this point, then obviously the horses that are back in the field a little bit will start cribbing forward, and then they come into the straight. They're all looking for runs, and hopefully it's opening up and everyone gets their chance. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this race is run today, whether they do go flat stick or they tend to sit up a little bit, because we know that the wind's died down a fair bit, hasn't it?
It sure has. That wind's not in play. You saw that on that shot there too. That's quite flat round that side. I mean, we talk about the rise at the back of the track around the 1400, but from that 1200 it's just a shoot and around the corner you go.
Very straightforward. And for these horses, there's a few fancied runners in this race that have drawn awkward gates, and I would imagine that the jockeys will just begin well and they'll sort of sort themselves out after 200 metres. For the first furlong, they'll at least see how the speed's going to play in the race.
I suppose that's what Zara's doing on Psychologist. I mean, he was saying during the week that he doesn't think he needs to just jump and bustle. He can jump, take that time because he thinks the horse can settle, but I think she's going to have to press forward, but not burn at both ends.
Well, the beauty of this start, Bruce, is we've only got one turn, so he can jump and he's got time to collect his horse and keep it together and not be bustling it too much, and she appears to have a lot of speed anyway, so she'll pretty much do it herself.
The first winner of this race a long time ago now came from near last Tolerance and swept down to win it. All right, they're starting to move into the gates now. One last look at the betting ring for us, and Benetto clear-cut favourite. One stage they took the 320 into 310, so there's a lot of interest. There's been specking for roughies like Crystal Lily, like Legalistic, and like She's Got Gears. But intriguing race coming up, the running of the Group 1 Blue Diamond here for the 2-year-olds. Will it be the males or the females to dominate today? We'll know very shortly as they fill the gates well and we head up to the broadcast position to Greg Miles.
Legalistic moves up. So his right, 40th running. of the Blue Diamond, Victoria's premier juvenile event. Spirit Scent moved up into the stalls. Star Witness about to come along with Evidentia. Warm conditions on a good track for the running of the big 2-year-old event. Here's General Truce about to line in. Shahek in the meantime lines up into her stall. So we're not too far away. Evidentia now coming in. Bit of a dude who's been sweating pretty freely. The favourite Beneteau about to come up. There's Bit of a Dude going in. The South Australians 100 to 1 chance here. Now Beneteau the favourite for Daniel Ganderton. And they're just about right to run. Star Witness to move in. And then Psychologist, who's faced with the awesome task of winning the Diamond from the outside stall at just her second racetrack outing. But she'll run second favourite in the race behind Beneteau, who sports the Arrowfield colours in the race that's sponsored by Arrowfield. Now Star Witness moved in. Nick Hall on board. And here's Psychologist now, completing the line, and they're ready for the Blue Diamond. All set. Racing. Beneteau jumped fairly well from the middle of the stalls. Away very quickly is General Truce and Spirit Scent from out wider. Crystal Lily got away very quickly, and they're the 3 leaders settling down. Followed by Shahek getting up on the inside with Bit of a Dude, and then came Beneteau, Sweet Cheeks, Psychologist out wide, and Roulette's down on the rail. They're followed by Willow Creek, and further back in the field is Secession. Then She's Got Gears a good way back over on the inside from Star Witness, Legalistic, and Evidentia is last. It's Crystal Lily at the 600 metres, leading by a half. Spirit Scent, General Truce, and Shahek is poised in behind them, followed by Roulettes as they come around the home turn, and then Sweet Cheeks and Psychologist. Then came Beneteau pulling to the outside, about 7 away from the leader. Crystal Lily in front, Shahek pouncing, and then General Truce. They're followed by Roulettes, and then came Psychologist, and She's Got Gears in the straight. Beneteau's a good way back. It's Crystal Lily in front, but Shahek's the big danger now, and she's raced up at the 200 metres. Then Psychologist, Beneteau, and Star Witness. It's Shahek with 100 metres to go, getting the upper hand. Star Witness, Beneteau. Star Witness is flying home. Star Witness has got up to win. What a huge win, grabbing Shahek on the line. Beneteau or on the inside, Willow Creek for the minor end of the prize. Then Crystal Lily, Psychologist, Secession, She's Got Gears. Further back in the field to finish Evidentia, and they were followed then by Legalistic. Bit of a Dude was trailed further back by Roulettes. General Truce, Sweet Cheeks back towards the end of the field, and Spirit Set is one of the last to go over. A huge run from Star Witness for Nick Hall to win.
Well, it's a stunning performance here by Star Witness, and Nick Hall gets the Group 1, and Danny O'Brien does it with an outstanding performance. Danny, exciting, isn't it?
It was very exciting. Not much went right. He sort of wobbled on the corner, and sort of last when they straightened, but we've got a lot of confidence in this colt. He does things that only really top class horses can do. Even when he was sort of so far off him, I knew what sort of furlong he can run at the finish, and fortunately he did it.
It's a very raw performance, really, isn't it?
It is. I'm hoping that he's not your average sort of just 2-year-old that can win a Blue Diamond. We think he's a horse with a lot more scope than that, and hopefully we've got a really exciting colt to race on next season.
He was a Magic Millions horse, and obviously he wasn't ready to go, but you've targeted, you planned this campaign to peak today?
Sort of. I mean, we really don't aim anything with the 2-year-olds. We get them in and we educate them, and obviously his 2 runs have been excellent, and we never even considered taking him to the Gold Coast. We just sort of ran him in the Talendert. He ran so well that obviously we had to run him here today, and as I said, I really think he's a colt with a huge future, particularly next season. He's well above average.
The temptation obviously to go to the slipper?
No, he's not even entered in the slipper. If he runs again, he'd be in the size, but he'd be going to the paddock, and we're looking forward to getting him for the spring. Another
advertisement, I presume, for using your property down there, Geelong way?
Yeah, we just started using it in sort of September, and this horse has spent most of his campaign down there, so no, it certainly isn't doing it any harm.
He came, as I say, cost 150 Magic Millions. What was he like as a yearling? Tell us about him.
Look, he's a very nice yearling, very similar to his mother, almost a spitting image, but a male, obviously, and it's a very good family. We've had really good success with it, and the Starcraft is kicking in as well. I think he might well be the best one out of it.
And the people involved in the horse, quite a few involved here.
Yeah, a lot of them are first-time owners and first-time owners with a stable. So, no, you couldn't be more excited than getting a Group 1 winner, and I'm sure you can hear them all.
No doubt. Coolville's been great to you on these big days, Danny.
Yeah, it is. We won the Cup here, and now we've won the other big race, the Diamond. So, no, very pleased.
Congratulations, Dan.
Thank you.
Danny O'Brien taking it in here, Shane, with a stunning performance by Star Witnesses. Shaheek looked home. Beneteau had all to do and came home late. But Star Witness, best horse on the day, know that about that, wins it.
Yeah, don't worry about barriers in future, Brucey. Gee, it was a good win. David Hayes, to all intents and purposes there, Sammy had his 6th all wrapped up when he got the better of the one on the inside.
Yeah, I just wonder, when she hit the front, she might have just knocked off a little bit. When she got left there by herself, she might have just knocked off. Because
that's a good point, because she'd never been in front before in a race, ever.
Yeah. And it just seemed like she had the race shot to bits, and then all of a sudden you were going, oh, look out, what's coming now? And Nick Hall was too strong over the top. I mean, barrier 15, from memory, I don't think he jumped that great, but just held his line, and the horse found his feet and got to the line strong the last 2 furlongs.
And look out, Glenn Boss, there's a new expressive Group 1 winner on the horizon. Gee, he has really revelled in this, has Nick Hall. Both on the line just after it and on the way back. He's just about to come past us now too, and we might give him a wave too, and his thumbs up to us. And what a wonderful young rider he is, Sammy. He's got a great future, hasn't he?
He's got a huge future, and that's he's beautiful on horses that are getting home, Shane. He's very patient, very patient jockey, and he lets them find their feet. And he's even in the straight. When it comes to the business end of the race, he stays very composed.
For an unbeaten colt with a strong finish, obviously going to be suited at the 1200. He's paid pretty well too for those who stuck with him. At $12.30 on Super Tab, he started a $10 chance here on track. Shaheek was up on the speed. She was one that had been looking for the 1200. She hit the front. Sammy reckons she switched off. It's probably a good call. Beneteau would have lost no admirers with his performance. Willow Creek was excellent running 4th. They've run 1:10.42 now. The barrier education with Evidentia didn't work. She missed the start by 2 lengths. Brett Preble tried to correct that by going up on the inside, and he got checked, flattened, and was forced back to about 4 lengths off the second last horse. Well, it's an emotional end to that race, Sammy. Did you spot anything else in the run that was of note?
Obviously the obvious one was Beneteau. He was ridden a bit softer today, and I just wonder how comfortable he was. Obviously only seen the race once, but just wonder how comfortable he was with horses all around him like that. He just seemed like he needed a bit of room, and he may have had a little bit better finish on him.
And he's still only been beaten a half neck. Here is an ecstatic Nick Hall.
Well, fantastic performance by horse and rider. Nick, take us through it from your end.
He began okay, and I sort of come off on his neutral. He's a bit aggressive early, as he can be, but when I really hit him in behind him, he let go of the bridle, and then I knew I was sweet from then on in.
Bit of a wobble around the corner as the horses fanned inside you?
Yeah, certainly they were fanning. I wanted to be out there in the clear, getting at him, but like I said, he was a little bit aggressive when I clicked him up on the bridle, and probably overdid it a little bit. So, when he comes back and relaxes, next time in, he'll be a super horse.
What do you think about turning it out? Could you get them there?
Once I thought he was relaxed, I thought I had pretty comfortable. That was my main worry, and round the turn, when he came off the bridle and really let down and balanced, he was good.
And the elation over the line, we saw it. What was it like from your inside view?
I just think there's a real hype about 2-year-old races. I don't know, because maybe they're unknown and what they can do and their ability and stuff. It's a good feeling to be winning on 2-year-olds. All
Silent gave you that buzz in the spring, and now you've got him to look forward to in a few weeks, and this horse to give it to you now.
Certainly, the problem is once you get these highs, you can't let go of them, so you just have to keep going.
I'm sure you will. Good on you. Well done, Nick.
Thanks, Bruce. Cheers, mate.
Nick Hall, Group 1 winning jockey here on the Star Witness, wins for Danny O'Brien, and congratulations to young Nick doing what his father was able to do, win a
Arrowfield State Blue Diamond. 2:14, 3 and 16. Half a neck by half a neck. And the time 1:10.42. Correct weight.